is simple. Funner for everyone.
Hey, Jane, you having fun?
Woo!
Is that legal?
Because around here, funner is a state of mind.
What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. A little Monday edition of Lakers Talk Daily. Appreciate you all being a part of the show. Lakers grabbed Game 1 in Memphis. Want to spend some time talking about some of the Laker role players from yesterday and just our thoughts after this Game 1 victory. So first off, just a quick reminder. I know we do this every single show. Please subscribe to the channel here on ESPN LA. We'll keep putting up content here specifically for YouTube and all our other social platforms. So just subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Also, a quick shout out here. Thank you to Harris Resort SoCal. We're able to do Lakers Talk Daily because of a great partnership with them. Find your funner state of mind with a visit to Harris Resort SoCal, voted best resort in Funner, California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrissocal.com. harrissocal.com. 2 hours away from downtown LA. Yeah, that wasn't a bad Game 1. That definitely was not a bad Game 1. 128-112, the final score. So what I want to get into in this episode and just kind of focus in on, what do you do if you're the Memphis Grizzlies? Usually they say in basketball and in sports, you got to kind of pick your poison. Okay, if you're trying to control LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and you look at the actual box score, and you say to yourself, all right, AD had 22 points. All right, Bron had 21 points. Okay, I feel like maybe they controlled them. All right, let's look at some of their other stats. AD grabbed 12 rebounds. Okay, I get it. 3 assists. LeBron grabbed 11 rebounds, 5 assists. So between those two players, they had 8 assists, and they had 43 points. I would think if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, feel kind of good about the situation if those two players put up those numbers. I'm not going to get into the blocks and steals because that's a whole separate conversation. What do you do if you're the Memphis Grizzlies that when you feel like you contain the two stars for the Lakers, that you still got D'Angelo Russell that gave you 19. You still got Austin Reaves that gave you 23. And you have Rui Hachimura coming in off the bench on his own, having more bench points than the entire Memphis Grizzlies team. He gives you 29 points, goes 11 of 14 from the field. I don't know what to tell you. I thought this was a long series. I said Lakers in 7. After watching Game 1, I have a very difficult time trying to figure out how Memphis makes this a series. Now, a lot of that's going to have to do with injuries, right? Not having Steven Adams, not having Brandon Clark, and not having, or what percentage of Ja Morant are you going to have? Are you going to have a 80% Ja Morant? Are you going to have a 70% Ja Morant? Is Ja Morant, in his own words, said that his status is in jeopardy for Wednesday's game. But how demoralizing does that have to be that you feel like LeBron and Anthony Davis, you sort of controlled them, and you got all these other role players for the Lakers that are putting up numbers like this. I had a caller in the postgame show yesterday, doing the postgame show on 710, and basically just said, hey, these role players, the way Reaves and the way Rui were contributing yesterday reminded him of some of those other championship runs where it was maybe a Rick Fox or a Derek Fisher or Robert Horry. Or how about a Trevor Ariza or a Metta World Peace or a Brian Shaw or let's think of the last championship that the Lakers had, what Rondo was doing for the Lakers, Dwight Howard. Now it's one game, so nobody's going to sit here. If Rui comes out in Game 2 and struggles and goes 2 of 7 from the field, it wouldn't be a shock or a surprise. That's kind of what role players do, right? They have good days and they have bad days. But there are enough role players on this team that, okay, let's say Rui doesn't give you 29, but you wouldn't be surprised if Rui, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley give you 29 total, right? That's not a stretch. 3 of those guys hitting 10, having 10 points each or something along those lines. Reaves and D'Angelo are a little different. Reaves and D'Angelo, I think you could expect them. Austin Reaves has been consistent this year, especially as a starter. D'Lo might have a game where he struggles, but if he does struggle, okay, then Dennis Schroeder's probably going to get those primary minutes and come up with some big shots, which he did in that game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I just kind of look at yesterday, and I know the game was closer than 16. I think when Ja got hurt, it was a 4-point game. When Jaren Jackson Jr., I want to say, hit a 3, and it was a 1-point lead for the Lakers. Lakers finished the game on a, I don't know if they finished the game on a 15-0 run, but they had a 15-0 run after that, and they ended up winning the game by 16. So I'm not telling you that it wasn't a close game at certain points in the fourth quarter, and I'm not telling you that these Lakers role players are going to perform like this every night, but I don't think it's that far of a stretch. Again, if Rui's struggling, there's probably going to be a couple other guys that will hit some shots. Or there might be a game where the next game LeBron can go for 35 or AD could go for 35. You got to pick your poison if you're one of these other teams. I wouldn't be surprised if the strategy coming into Wednesday is, okay, how about this? Let's not double Anthony Davis, and let's just see if Anthony Davis can have one of those nights, or maybe he struggles a little bit, and we keep the role players a little bit quiet. But that's got to be so demoralizing for the Memphis Grizzlies to start out this season, or start out the playoffs 0-1, 51 wins in the regular season, and like that, home court advantage is gone. Lakers win the game by 16. Now, as we get a little bit closer to Wednesday's game, there's some other topics that I have in mind, but I just wanted to highlight today, at least wanted to highlight those performances from Rui, those performances by Austin Reaves. Reaves, I'm less surprised about. I guess the surprise with Austin Reaves is that he was the go-to guy down the stretch, and Braun was off the ball. Kind of cool seeing that. But Rui was the one where you couldn't keep him open, and you couldn't have him open, and he was hitting threes, he was hitting jump shots, 11 of 14 from the field, and damn did he look confident doing it. So big-time win for the Lakers. Laker fans, your thoughts on Game 1, please make sure to put them on the comments below. Your thoughts on what Rui was able to do, what Austin Reaves, is that a sustainable thing? And do you agree with me that just based on Memphis's health right now and the way the Lakers are playing, it's a combination of the two, I got a difficult time looking at this as a long series. So we'll see what happens. Still a couple more days before Wednesday, but something to keep in mind. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being a part of the show.